The black man was the first human being on the planet.
Yes. And how, and how they came about, these white-skinned people, it's basically just because of climate.
Because of weather.
Yes.
They are a product of weather. Understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because some of them moved from Africa. They went up there, all over the place there.
Yeah.
They got affected through the weather. And so now they are like that. But this particular skin here is numero uno. The original skin.
Yes, if you
It's
go...
the truth, whether you like it or not, who gives a crap, man?
If you go deeper and you just look at how races were formed, black and white, if you keep it simple, it will come.
Yes. That is not racist, okay? Relax. We said thought-provoking conversations. Instead of taking offense, use your other device and just shut to Google, do some research, have an opinion, come out here and say something so that we can say, oh, I like his point of view.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And then we can have a robust conversation here, a robust exchange, which we welcome also very much.
Yes.
Please.
Much love. Thank you, Marielle. Is it true that Africa indigenous name was Al-Kabulan, meaning Garden of Eden?
Yes.
Absolutely, that is correct.
That is true. It's Al-Kabulan. It's not Africa.
If we could call it Al-Kabulan again, it's such a beautiful name.
You can just call it.
Yeah, but like
Don't wait
in the
on the
world,
masses.
in the masses,
Lead the whole masses.
I come from the Al-Kabulan continent.
If you, Arlene,
Yes.
want the whole world to refer to the motherland as Al-Kabulan, begin the movement now. Yes, it's Al-Kabulan.
Yeah, Al-Kabulan.
Yes. We don't wait for them to lead us. Yes, it's Al-Kabulan, my brother. You're absolutely correct.
And it's such a nice meaning also, the Garden of Eden, which is very true, man. All that natural resources, all those forestry, everything.
Somebody else said it here. I mean, what's his name? Chad Gridlock. I mean, what he's saying is true in regards to evolution. You, my friend, God bless you. You have a brain. Whether you are black or white or Chinese or yellow, I don't mind. You are a human being. But you have a brain. You understand what I'm saying? We are not racist. We are just out here to say the truth. Because the truth is all we have.
Exactly.
He has a brain. For him to come out here. I mean, what he's saying is not true. I mean, my methods of saying it is a little bit robust and it hits below the belt where it needs to be. But it is the truth. We are all adults here. We're not your 2025 type of sensitive he or thou. The sensitive type that doesn't see color. We see color. You are white. You are black. Okay? And you are a boy. You're a boy, man. Don't give me that, that. No.
And that is very important to remember, you know. There are two genders, and boy and girl. That's it.
He's a white breed, he said.
Yes.
Much love you. I love you, my white brother. All is well here. All is well here. These other fools here from the peanut gallery who want to call me racist because I'm just spitting facts here. I'm sorry about them. Those ones are short-minded.
Yeah.
Yes, so we are Pan-Africanist. We have to. And I'm sure Chad Gridlock here doesn't mind that we are Pan-Africanist.
Of course,
Any group of people, if you've experienced oppression, you would want to fight for your own people, your own kind. You'd want to do things to advance the way of life of your people. For the longest time, Al-Kabulan has been at the short hand of the stick.
Yeah.
At the back of the line.
Yeah, the white people, they have just been using Al-Kabulan for whatever they wanted.
The white people.
Yeah. The white-skinned people.
Imperialism.
Yes.
Imperialistic neo-colonialism system that were formed during colonialism. Even this United Nation that acts as the Security Council that needs to come out here sometimes and find a peaceful way to try to end certain wars or atrocities. It was formed during colonial times.
Yes.
When it was the most obvious thing that, shut up, Africa, it's us.
Yes.
Understand?
We are the owners, basically.
We are the humans.
Yes.
Shut up, you monkeys down there. Just imagine the particular United Nation that operates now, in these times, was formed back then. It should have been dismantled too and find other ways to come up with an institution that would truly, genuinely come out here and stand for everyone.
Yes, exactly. And stop putting people above people's skin. The skin doesn't make you better than anyone else, the skin color.
Yes. And also, this particular Siraj says, you are not oppressed, you oppress yourselves. How?
Ugh.
By acknowledging these systems that are in place. The only way we can change these systems or make them better anyhow is if we first acknowledge them for what they truly are here. We are oppressed economically as Africa. Not as Africans per se, because an African can travel from here and go and live in France and do his thing there. But we're talking about Africa, we're talking about Al-Kabulaim, we're talking about these supposed colonies and the relationships that are designed to be put in place, to stay in place by colonizers.
Yes, systems that they put in place, like you're going to use our franc, and if you need more, you must come and ask.
My name is France. Your name is Burkina Faso. Your name is Niger. Your name is Mali. Your name is Ivory Coast. Your name is Senegal. You use this money that we print, we give to you. Okay? And this is because we're going to give you independence. It's 1960. It's 1960.
Yeah.
We need to give you independence. You want independence, don't you? You want to do things your own way? You want to go back to those days when you guys were jumping around like monkeys before we brought the doctor's gown here? We're going to leave your shows. We're going to go back to France. But before we go, this is what you must promise to do. This is what you must promise to live like. This is the freaking language you must speak, the money you must use. And the most important thing, listen up, monkeys. We're going now. But anything you discover in this land, you must let us know. Huh? You're not allowed to go and show other people. You must come to France first. Because here where you're signing, it says we have the first right of refusal. So, whatever gold, whatever thing you discover, first bring it to us. See if we want it first.
Yes.
If we don't want it, we can still tell you, keep it in that Burkina Faso. And don't sell it. It becomes worthless.
The actual audacity of colonizers. They want to give...
That is called colonial pacts for the continuation of colonization.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like the actual audacity of those colonizers to create those pacts with those clauses. Whatever natural resources you find, whatever special rare thing you find on your soil after I give you independence, I must choose if I want it first.
Yes.
Nonsense.
And you know what's the craziest thing, the evil thing about colonialism? Colonizing? The crazy part was that these African folks were living their lives in their own way in Africa. This mulungu is another word for a white person. This mulungu came from his own world, came to Africa to start telling them, that's not how you speak. The black African guy is like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I was doing quite fine before you came here.
We can communicate, we understand each other. No, that's not a language you use.
Yes.
Yes.
You must use this one.
You must use this one. You must think like this, you must speak like that. And shut up, we're coming back. And then they go to the IMF and they go to the World Banks and they go wherever they go to their own freaking institutions that they themselves created, borrowed money from themselves,
Yeah.
and then came back to Africa to use that supposed money to build in certain places there, sewage pipes and all that kind of thing. And then they say, and now you owe us.
Yeah, we put this in place for you. We bought it, and now give us the money back in slow motion.
You owe us these loans that we took out on your behalf without your permission.
You had no say.
But it's 1960, you have independence, but don't forget you owe us. You need to repay these loans. So, colonial debt. That's why I love the speech by Thomas Sankara in 1987 in that supposed freaking spineless institution called the African Union. Ooh, that's another freaking fiasco over there.
Yes.
We don't believe in the African Union.
Yeah, it's a worthless piece of nonsense. Worthless gathering.
African Union is another name for European Union institution buildings in Africa.
Yeah, it's the headquarters for Africa version.
Yes, that African Union.
Yes.
It's actually an extension of the European Union on African soil.
Yes.
Yes, it's in Ethiopia, fine. It's on African soil, fine. But it's funded by the European Union. So,
And when it's funded by the European Union, what does it do? It just does what the European Union wants.
you better, I pay you. I give you money. When I pay you, you do 1, 2, 3, 4. If I say ECOWAS, get into Niger and conduct a military operation to reinstate Mohamed Bazoum, who's ousted here by those Hutu leaders, those coup boys, you do it.
It's very simple.
We pay you. First of all, start by condemning these coups. Do not recognize these coups. Start by condemning these coups. African Union came out here and dismantled or canceled the membership of all of those countries in West Africa that committed those coups.
Yeah.
Yes.
We will not recognize you. No way.
But those African countries, those colonies from the ECOWAS, West Africa, those 12 to 15 countries, that block, that useless block. The only good thing about that block is the fact that it allows African citizens to move around each other. But it's corrupt to the core.
Yeah.
The initial ideology and the creation for why the ECOWAS was created in the first place is good. Everything looks good on paper.
Yeah.
You will never find anything wrong on paper when they're trying to fool you. You understand? Yes, but they are also corrupt that when France wanted them to conduct that military operation into Niger, ECOWAS came out again to say, we don't have any money. Corrupt.
They want us to do something. Wait,
You
man.
want us to
We can
do
get
something?
something from them.
Yes, that's how some of these African puppets, not some, most of these African puppets come out here and play like that. African puppets, if you want an African puppet to do anything for you, you must pay him.
And it's not just in the form of a dinner. They want actual money because they want to decide what to do with that money.
It's not in the form of any previous freaking documents we signed as partners, bilateral relationship. What we need money now. In the African mind of that puppet, every single time you want him to do something, it means you must pay now.
It means I need a transaction notification.
I mean, we have puppets in Africa, like from Rwanda, who are out here wanting to take in despicable human beings that imperialism countries don't want.
They are paying third world countries to take them.
Wherever there's money, a puppet will do anything.
Yeah, and the first hand up was Rwanda. Kagami says, yes, I will take your despicable humans. I have a place for them.
Chad Greedlock is a Christian person. Chad says, evil prevails when good men refuse to take action. In other words, to quote that scripture exactly the same way he means it and he says it, is all that's needed for evil to prevail is for good people to do nothing.
Yes.
Hello, Chad Grid, my white brother. I knew you were smart. I knew. The spirit just told me, describe him as a smart person.
Yeah, that's true. But I also want to say on that thing, I don't want to go against what the Bible says, but I'm just putting it into perspective where these African puppets that are right there now, I don't want to say that they are good people because they are corrupt. They are just doing nothing. They are doing nothing for their own greed.
Yes. But Chad is taking it to the most obvious extreme. And talk about those particular puppets that like to come up here and say, it wasn't my fault. I didn't do that. It's not me. Saying, yeah, you have a responsibility to take action. So if you didn't do that, what did you do?
They're just letting it be as in the status quo.
Don't tell me you're out here doing nothing. If you're out here doing nothing, it's your fault that this mess or this chaos is here.
Yes.
Yes. Imperialism, like I said before, there's never a dull moment with imperialism. Imperialism is always acting.
There's always something to do for them.
They are always busy. These black, you remember what I said to you before? In 1960, when colonizers gave these colonies independence, those founding forefathers of those African colonies went to go and party. When the white men came out here in 1960 and said, you black people from Africa, you are now independent. The black person went to party.
Yeah, they just thought, okay, now we have the roads, there's a curriculum, there's education, there's a doctor. It's fine now. Everything is in place. Let's just sleep. This is okay. My country is built. And they just said, okay, the things are in place. I'm going to take it as it is, and I'm just going to be in this position and take my orders.
Founding forefathers of Africa, the moment they told them they had independence, they believed they had independence because they saw the backs of the colonizers walk away, back onto those ships and gone.
Yeah.
So he believed he had it all. Because
Yes.
of that freaking land. But the white man, the colonizer, had already put the system in place. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
To take it even further, I know we're going to get into a full podcast about this, the report we were reading.
Yeah.
We're going to go into a full podcast about that some other time, but just to grab a few things from there to indulge with our people here. In the 1960s, when they gave these freaking fools independence, I have the right to call my African puppets fools.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Bear with me for a second. Keep up, huh? I switch thoughts very quickly, but stay here. We're here. Thank you very much for being here. If it's your first time here, please subscribe. We are very raw here.
Yes. Welcome, everybody. If you're new, thank you so much.
Yes. But we are not racist.
No, no way.
Okay? We are Christians. Yeah. And speaking of Christianity, this particular lady here, Lemmy, read what Lemmy says because she went deep into it. It's also true in a way, but it depends on, it's about perspectives.
Yeah, she said, evil must prevail. For through evil, we feel the need for God. If there's no evil, no one will remember God.
On purpose, God will harden your heart.
Yes, he will make sure.
I will harden your heart.
You will need me, so there has to be some sort of difficulty.
It's so that you don't act. You acting a certain way now will not fulfill my mission. I will harden your heart. Yes. Anyway, so in the 1960s, when the colonizers decided to give them independence, because these guys, Africa was colonies of different places in Europe, what happened in 1962?
In 1962, the community of
The European.
Common Agricultural Policy was formed. This was actually an agricultural subsidy system that prioritizes the production of core crops within Europe.
Okay. Some intellectual people already know. co-crops in 1962.
Yes.
That particular cap
Yes.
decided to invest in their own food production system so that they don't rely on the cheap food that Africa was providing also for them or to the global stage at the time.
Yes, they wanted to have protection over their own food. They wanted their own
Sovereignty.
sources. Yes.
They wanted food sovereignty. Europe
Yes.
wanted food sovereignty, which the Soviet Union and United States and most of these countries in Europe was a part of, to protect food sovereignty.
Yes.
And so the African market or the African freaking puppets, these colonies, they couldn't compete with the high value food crops.
Yeah.
You know, the core crops that this particular institution or this economic block or whatever they call it was producing. They
Yes.
couldn't compete. Food security. So they took food security.
They took it all and then they...
Food sovereignty.
Yes. They
Yes.
took food sovereignty from Africa. So Africa would all...
Systematically, economically.
Yes. And so Africa would always be in the need of going to Europe for some things. They would always be indebted somehow to Europe.
Yes. They couldn't compete economically on a global stage with whatever food they were producing there because this European bloc here, the CAP, was producing high quality food, core crops to be exact.
Yes.
Core crops, which is essential for human beings' survival. Right? I need to eat food. I need maize. See? I need wheat and grain and all these core crops food.
Yes.
Yes. And so these puppets decided to just go for the cash crops.
The cash crops, the simple pleasures.
Yes. So it's so now we are living in times basically, just to just sum it up quickly, we are living in times. Peace out, D. Marielle. Thank you very much for your support and thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you much, Marielle. Much love.
We are living in times where Africa produces what it doesn't consume.
Yes. And it imports what it
Consumes.
what it
needs.
Yes, what it needs to consume to survive.
Yes. So 80% of the food Africa imports.
Yeah. And how nonsense is that? For such a huge country, for such rich soil.
But they're out here producing cash crops.
Yeah. They're wanting to be part of the enjoyment of what other people might feel like they need, because there's no actual full demand for it.
Look, these are complementary food.
Yeah.
Or cash crops. Like tea, coffee, cocoa, tobacco. This is what most African countries are delighting in exporting. Just to play a part in economy. Yes, it helps the economy here and there, but it's doing the reverse.
Yes.
It's doing the reverse of what you should do, because a normal society needs its core crops. You need to produce your own food, and not to rely on some form of food security, which is because there's a difference between food security and food sovereignty. Food security is now the situation where they find themselves here, where they have to be asking these freaking IMFs and other people and import food or import debt or take up debt so that they can buy at very high prices. You understand? And as a result, they're just they're falling more and more into debt.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they keep importing these core crops. It's actual food for its survival. You know?
And this is the way that Africa is losing money, because they're not thinking of ways of how to be able to actually own your means of production. That's it.
Yes. So they're not doing that.
Yeah.
And so this is where Africa is. But it's because they don't think long term, because they are corrupt to the core. These puppets of Africa.
Yeah.
And at the same time, that European Union, where that institution was formed, that CAP institution, they are united.
Yeah. For years, they are united. This is what is working for them.
Yes.
This is what's working for them economically.
Yeah. Later, Ernest. Ernest, next time you come, just say hello, what's up, send a super chat, and ask your stuff.
Oh,
This
yes.
guy seems pissed off because we didn't answer his question. Man, we're catering to other people, man. We're on topic here. And if you're going to ask a question, stay on topic. Ask questions according to what we're talking about here.
Oh, yeah, man.
Who's
Where's that coming from?
Judeo-Christian is, and my friend, please, man. We're talking about Captain Ibrahim Traore, we're talking about Africa, we're talking about imperialism, we're talking about neo-colonialism, and we're talking about food security or food sovereignty. Keep your questions in there, bro. Yes. So, one of the reasons why we love Captain Ibrahim Traore, the leader of Burkina Faso, is because he's out here making sure that he changes the system within Burkina Faso.
Yes.
Yes, to make them food reliant, to provide some form of food sovereignty system
Yes.
within Burkina Faso. Because even tomato puree, Burkina Faso used to import.
Something so simple. It's like it's just because of the machinery that they didn't have or they didn't know how to obtain. Something that it's so easy to make a tomato paste.
Yes, so now you're touching into the field of technology.
Yes.
Some technology that's created by imperialistic countries are purposely withheld from Africans.
Because they don't want them to be able to have food and sovereignty. You must depend on the previous the colonizers, actually.
What do you mean the previous colonizers?
That's what I'm saying. I changed it. Remove previous, the actual colonizers.
We will not give you we will not give you the technology you need in order to be able to create the infrastructure you are in need of,
Yeah.
Africa. We are the imperialistic countries, your colonizers, and we need the system of the hierarchy to remain like this. We should always be on top. We know that we live in a world where it's not about fossil fuel no more, and we need to work for energy to deal with renewable energy. And we know that if we invest a lot of money there in Africa, you guys will be able to create or develop renewable energy systems and put them in place, such perfect infrastructure where energy is never lacking no more in that Africa. And yes, you can sell it out to the world. It will be a better freaking world for everybody. We don't want a better world for everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
We imperialistic countries, we should always be at the top, and we need some peasants down there.
yeah, it's true. And it's like the thing with Congo and how Congo is, that Fleuve Congo was actually, Congo River, it was actually well maintained and it can provide electricity for the whole of Africa.
What?
That the Congo River.
Congo River.
Yes.
Yes. it
If
can
that was
create-
manufactured and done properly.
If Congo River was well developed,
Yes.
and everything was put in place, it's able to provide energy and electricity to the entire African continent.
Yeah.
But why must we give you that status? Why must we facilitate that for you, Congo? Why?
It's
You know-
gonna make Congo richer than what it already is.
It's going to disrupt the hierarchy. We need people at the top. We need peasants at the bottom.
And if we give Congo this power, ha.
Look, let's break it down in a very domestic kind of way. We live here. Our neighbor lives there, right? Right now, the hierarchy in this freaking street is that our house is always well painted. The roofs are well maintained. We have the biggest cars. Our water pipes, our grass, and everything is on point.
Yeah.
It's freaking classy up in here. But our neighbor does not look like us, but they have the potential to do even better than us according to the land there where they are.
Yeah.
And according to the view that they have. Because if they just extend their house, they'll have that freaking view over there. That'll be like the biggest mansion here.
Yes, yes.
Are you gonna help him to do that?
No way.
You who lives here. Are you gonna come out here as a good Samaritan and just be like, I'll give you everything you need, all the tools you need, the technology you desire that will help you to look better than me?
But no, I'm numero uno right now. Everyone is looking at my place like this is the best.
I am America. Yes.
I'm the first world country. I police the entire world.
Yes, I am France. I am this. I am imperialistic. I'm neo-colonialism. Yes, we know that Congo is the richest country on the freaking planet. $24 trillion rich in natural resources, untapped. But we're not going to help you tap it. Because if we help you tap into that wealth you have, you'll be shining more than us.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's imperialism for you. Now you see that principle that exists on a very social level here between best friends?
Yeah.
Why are you only complimenting her dress? What about mine?
Yes, you need to see me too.
Yes. It's the human heart.
Yeah.
Human heart, you can extrapolate that character of a human heart to a country.
Yes.
That country, we are the United States of America. You understand what I'm saying?
We are united.
You see, this thing of flags is the biggest scam that was ever done on human beings, on all of us. It's because of flags that we are not united.
They all want that piece of the pie. They don't want to be a governor.
I think we should start a freaking movement out here where we should just be getting rid of flags. Keep your sovereignty, keep your identity, but no more freaking flags, man.
We're going to have one flag.
Yes, let's put 54 flags in freaking Africa. It will serve us best when these people are divided. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Let's sit in Berlin in 1884 and divide this country without their consent.
We are deciding they will listen, man. They are just black people.
They don't have the technology to fight us, man.
We know what we are doing. We're going to make that country better.
We will just go there. They even fought between themselves, those imperialistic colonizers. They even fought between themselves as to who will get a better share of Africa without even consulting any African, without even being afraid of those Africans. They actually took the time to argue among themselves first.
Yes.
That's how much they undermined those monkeys down there. What? Actually, we may even rewrite this whole freaking map. Let's say this is the map of the world, when it's not even the map of the world. Let's say this is the size of Africa. It's better if we put this size.
Yeah, make it smaller.
Make it smaller.
They don't need to know the truth. They will never find out the truth.
You must think also sometimes, these colonizers, why did they choose to come to Africa and then go back to that place where the weather is crap? Why didn't they just decide to stay in Cape Town? You understand?
Yeah.
In Mozambique, in Zanzibar, in Kenya, in Sierra Leone.
Why?
Those places are more beautiful than certain places in that Europe. It's unreal. Take it from somebody who's traveled through freaking Europe and who's traveled through freaking Africa. Hello. It's nice, huh? It's good to travel, huh?
Yeah.
To give you the confidence to stand up here and say, Sierra Leone is one of the most beautiful places on the planet.
Sierra Leone is
But you
beautiful.
wouldn't know that because you think monkeys and gorillas and giraffes run around the street in Africa.
Yeah, they only show the image of Africa is those unfortunate poor children who are going through the hunger. That's the only image that America or the Western world shows about Africa.
What is it? TRP. Thank you. Appreciate you, TRP. Yes, we will. Who's this person says? This person says, I hate America. Said in English on an American platform. Who said that?
Oh, he's quoting somebody else that said that.
Oh, is he trying to quote me? Because I never said I hate America.
No, those weren't what
Listen,
said.
Wena means you in one of those South African languages. Yes, we speak a bunch of languages. Here, it's robust conversation. We believe that you have the maturity and the strength, the self-confidence, a high level of self-esteem, that you're not taking offense to the things we're saying. Understand? We say those white people colonized those black people. You have to take that because it's the truth. What? You want to argue? Oh, I just don't like the way it sounds. How do you want it to sound? It's the truth that is.
Yes.
White people colonize black people.
It's very simple. That's just the black and white of it. This
Yes.
this TRP said earlier something. Nigerian politicians are the champion. They provide light for their neighbors, but no light for the citizens.
Those Nigerian politicians are one of the most corrupt politicians on the planet. Corruption exists everywhere. We know,
Yeah.
even in Ukraine.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, even in America.
Yes.
Yeah. If it's true that Dodge came out here in America and really did that, that means there was corruption.
Of course.
There's corruption everywhere. We're living with human beings. But at least, still, after you've built something,
What?
to keep a spade here. To come out here and ask them to go cold turkey, these puppets of Africa, of Nigeria, these politicians, is living in a dream world.
Yeah, that's true. You cannot just cut them out of cold turkey. You need to continue, just give them the money.
No person has the ability to come out here and go cold turkey on anything that they were addicted to, or that their survival almost depends on it.
Yeah.
Or what they are used to all their lives, especially grown-ups. It's almost impossible to change a grown-up. Only the Holy Spirit can change a grown-up.
Yeah, and these puppets have been in power. Look at that Obiang, 45 years in power. Obiang's Equatorial Guinea. He's been in power for so long.
Obiang's, the
Yes.
president, the family president of Equatorial Guinea.
Yes. They have been in power for so long. To cut him out of his corrupt ways, cold turkey, it's impossible.
Let me ask them first. Do you guys know where Equatorial Guinea is? You know, we have to ask them questions also, huh?
Yeah.
It's because we are just assuming that these people understand everything that we are saying here. Sorry, do you know where is Equatorial Guinea?
Yeah.
Do you know who's the president of Equatorial Guinea? And perhaps maybe I can give you a tip. The longest reigning president in the planet is from Equatorial Guinea. No, yes, I'm right. Yes, yeah.
Obiang family, yes.
Nguema.
Yes.
He's been in power for 45 to 46 years as the president of Equatorial Guinea. Oh my gosh.
It's too long, man.
And the people of Equatorial Guinea are living in poverty. Capital P.
The whole
Capital
world.
everything.
The whole world is...
The whole word.
Oh, sorry, yes, yes.
The whole word capital. Poverty.
And the son is the vice president of
Yeah.
Equatorial Guinea.
The vice president of Equatorial Guinea is the son of the president of Equatorial Guinea, who's been in power for 46 years. And he comes out here with a straight freaking face and says there's no corruption in our country. This is a democracy.
Democracy, my ass.
He's in power for 45 freaking years and he's saying they have a democracy system there.
No way. Your people are living in poverty and they like that? No way.
That is Equatorial Guinea. Cameroon. Phew. Cameroon is also another country in West Africa where the president's been in power for 43 years. 43 years, 4 decades almost. 43 years.
Yes. And he is older than what Nguema Obiang from Equatorial Guinea is.
Yes.
So much older.
He's older than the president of Equatorial Guinea.
Yes.
Paul Biya is 93 years old. And the cherry on top is the fact that he's going to run again next year.
The actual nerve of that guy to think that he should be doing it. For what?
People, listen to what I've just said. The president of Cameroon, Paul Biya, is 93 years old. He's been in power for 43 years. And he's going to run again next year.
He's going to change major things, apparently.
And the people of Cameroon are living in poverty. And also, during his presidency run, there are times when He lives in France.
For extended periods of time with no communication to his citizens at all.
He's living in France.
But don't you dare, as a Cameroonian citizen or the media in Cameroon, ask the whereabouts of your president. Because if you ask too much, they'll ban anything that you say.
You don't have free speech here in Cameroon. Do you understand? Shut your mouth. Don't show any concern about your president. Okay? Don't show any concern. Don't say we are wondering because he's old. If you just live your freaking life. If you ask questions, if we see you post anything on social media, we will arrest you. You think it's a joke, huh?
Don't ask about your president, man.
It's just won't sound nice if we say this is a freaking dictatorship, but you should freaking know. Shut your mouth. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, that's why every single time Patrick Rules comes out here and talks about the fact that change must come to Cameroon or to Equatorial Guinea or to Rwanda or to Uganda or to Congo Brazzaville, where most of all these puppets been there for decades, the people come out here and say, thank you for speaking for us. We don't have any free speech here.
It's very simple. Okay, Paul Biya, you must come out of office. Someone new needs to go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because Kumbaya said it too soft.
You see, we are different people. The way I speak,
Yes.
I am hoping and I'm praying to God that those freaking puppets hear me. And if they ever hear me, I want them to hear that I know their freaking tactics. I'm not buying any of their freaking speeches that they make on any freaking stage or pulpit or summit. You understand? That's why I say, oh, please, that's a puppet of note. When a puppet hears that, he knows that this one, I cannot fool this one. It's only the masses that we can fool when we come out here and we tell them, as Museveni, as the president or dictator of Uganda, one of those East African countries there in the Great Lakes next to the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, another freaking tyrant that's been there for 40 years. It's only them who come out here and fool their own people to say, or fool these new news interviewers. You know, France 24 will go and interview him.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's talking to some of these freaking interviewers, telling them, the people are the one who want me.
Oh, please.
I always get angry at these people that don't ask proper questions, huh? They piss me off.
They must go deeper.
This France 24 has no skills. Most of these freaking people, they don't have any skills.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? You want to read that?
Yes. Thank you again, Marielle. Since 1950, Africa had 220 coups.
Yes, that's true. That is corruption already by itself.
Correct.
Yes, you're right, brother.
Either being it advised by the colonizers do a coup, or actually people wanting a better thing, a better a country for the citizens. In the case of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, who did it, and they are working quite fine.
We all know that most coups in Africa are self-benefiting. Those corrupt generals, if they were getting top-tier, well-deserved salaries and benefits,
Yes.
they wouldn't come out here to disrupt the system and risk their lives. The reason why some of these generals, this chief of army guys, come out here and say, we're going to conduct a freaking coup here, is because the puppet at the top is not paying them.
Yes.
And so this particular general says to himself, I'm the one who's protecting this freaking country. And you're not paying me. You keep flying around.
Yeah.
Keep living your own life. You're not doing anything.
Why does it only seem like you are getting better, the actual person in supposed power, but the people around you, the citizens who are working and living in these conditions, are just deteriorating?
We protect you. We protect you. Mohamed Bazoum of Niger. Mohamed Bazoum of Niger, we protect you.
Yeah, and technically they protect, and they're also listening to the conversations that you are having. You're going, you're driving, and you're having those conversations.
That is the army.
Yeah.
The army of a country is the one that has most of the well-equipped technology.
Yes.
So that it's for national security.
So we listen.
We need to be able to listen. We need to be able to have the capability. So they know exactly what their own puppet leaders are doing or not doing. The thing is, I am a general of this freaking country called Mauritania, and you haven't been taking care of me, and as a result, I cannot send my kids to school in Switzerland like you send yours.
Yes.
Pay me enough to send my kids to the school, you send yours in Europe. I thought this was a plan here. I thought it was a plan that we control these freaking countries in Africa and our kids go and study where our masters live.
Yes.
Why are you out here looking after yourself only? So cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool world in Africa.
And it's necessary. I mean, these...
And it's a cruel world.
Yeah, these puppets, they need to know that they are not all powerful. They are not doing anything right in the country itself.
These puppets need to know that they are not all powerful.
Yes.
So it's a good thing that there's coups.
Yeah, sometimes it's good that they coups. I mean, look at Burkina Faso.
But you can't say sometimes because it's one person here. Out of 220 coup attempts and out of 199 successful coups, only the one in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, we can say,
It's working quite well.
Look at this coup.
Yeah.
This guy, this particular general, Captain Ibrahim Traore, is out here and he's just doing things for the people. Oh my gosh, this is a real coup. This is not even a coup. This is a coup. This is a cool move.
Yes.
This is a cool move. God sent through the coup. But yes, since 2022 September, right? That's when Captain Ibrahim Traore assumed office.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yes. Have you heard of the Finders? We live in biblical.
No, I haven't heard of the founders. Who are they?
World, once you look into it, the cult on Wikipedia. Okay, we'll look into it after.
I'll get into it.
Yeah.
I'll see what's up.
Thank you so much.
Oh, cult, already cult. That term cult is like, oh my gosh. Yo, these cult people. It's a cult.
Yeah.
It's a form of a cult. Imperialism is a cult anyway. What is it?
It's like a movement that they all strive for. They all believe with all their heart. So this is the way to be.
Look, it's by design that Africa is where Africa is. It's by design.
Yeah.
It's not by coincidence. It's definitely not because of anything puppets are doing. Puppets are not in charge.
Yeah.
Do you understand? We want to be in charge. And when you are in charge, when you show signs of being in charge, they come at you. That's why there's 20 coup attempts there in Burkina Faso.
Yeah. That's why, because people are saying there's a movement towards supporting Ibrahim Traore. So we cannot have that. We don't want to show the rest of Africa that this can be done and be successful.
We don't want puppets to be self-reliant. We don't want any of our past colonies to come out here and be independent. No, that independence we gave you in 1960 is only a show, okay? Take the flag, sing the songs, do your thing on your Independence Day, but you don't have independence. Do you understand, puppets? But anyway, that's fine. That's your life.
Yeah.
It is. You can never change this. You know what, puppets? Take it from us. We're going to tell you the real truth now as imperialistic countries. Listen, puppet, this is the truth. And we're willing to, we can take the risk to tell you the truth. We are willing to tell you the truth. Puppets says imperialistic. The imperialistic animal comes out here and it will actually say it because it's what they live by. The only way you colonies, you puppets, you African nations can make it, can have the world, can live in a world that you dream of, can get to the promised land, is if you puppets unite. We know that you puppet don't have it in you to unite. It's very difficult to unite.
You don't have the know-how, you don't have the brain power to think that this is your actual only solution, is by standing together. And you have all resources within your country, within the Alkebulan continent. You don't need us.
Puppets, the truth is, if you unite and you create a big block, not just that small little ECOWAS that's out here, it's been there for 50 years. What has ECOWAS done? Nothing. Not just that East African community there where Puppet Ruto loves to lie and fly.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not that useless SADC that you have down there that was chased away out of the Democratic Republic of Congo by a freaking rebel group called M23. Not those useless blocks, man. If you guys come out here and form a block that's free of corruption, that's corruption free,
Yeah.
that consists at least of 30 to 40 countries. We're talking about a block. We're not talking about a cookout, huh?
Yeah.
These puppets are out here forming cookouts. You see that ECOWAS, that's a cookout. That East African whatever is also another cookout. We need a block, a true freaking block that's out here to think and to take steps of boldness, to put measures in place that first of all guarantees our survival in these different particular fields. Food freaking sovereignty, food sovereignty. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Technology, how to invest in technology so we can create infrastructures so that we don't need the freaking colonizer. And energy, renewable energy. How do we get to reinvest here? Dangote, come here, you. You built a refinery, huh? What are you doing? What is your mission? You understand what I'm saying? Like true, proper thing. A block. I'm not talking about stupid stuff here. But you puppets,
We'll never think that way. Absolutely. Imagine African Union. Remove the European Union funding, and it was funded actually by the African countries itself. Imagine if African Union could be funded by African continents, and they are just working together to strive for this unity.
it would be a great thing.
Yes.
Morel is out here taking care of.
Yes, Morale. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Morel, for all these support, for all the super chats. We appreciate you. Please read.
The finders mentioned Africa. It was an international white child thing network run by the CIA. They were exposed during the Satanic Panic.
Yeah.
Okay.
The finders mentioned Africa. It was an international white child sex trafficking network by the CIA. They were exposed during the Satanic Panic. Woo!
Okay.
That is hectic, yes. That's why he says it's scarier than Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh.
We should have known that that's why he wanted to take it.
Yes, we should have, yeah.
Where it involves DD-like activities. And yes, that is insane. But
the finders. I'm just taking note of this so that I want to
I'm
just...
interested now.
Yeah.
I want to know more. Thank you very much. We appreciate your support and all that. And everybody else out here, drop your questions, send some super chats, and we'll read all of them. We will entertain your questions or comments. Even from the peanut gallery. You're welcome to send super chats and ask your questions. We will take it seriously. You see, here we are not sensitive. Here we believe in robust conversations. For Pan-Africanism to make it, it has to be a very, very, very difficult conversation we need to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that's easy. It has to be, it's something you work hard for, and then people just need to know that, yeah, this is just going to work. African unity, Pan-Africanism. It's a difficult thing to achieve.
Pan-Africanism, yes, the spirit is great as an individual, as somebody who doesn't work in public office. Yes, it's very difficult. What can we do to people? What can we, the people, do? Just lift the spirit. Yeah. Don't do anything to Captain Ibrahim Traore. Don't do anything to Captain Ibrahim Traore. If you do, there'll be an uprising. If you do, there'll be a civil freaking thing. You understand what I'm saying? We'll come out here and hold you people accountable and Yes, but
Yeah.
things can also only truly change through the system
Yes.
by getting the right people in position. People who understand the report we have. Sorry, we're not going into the report today. We're going to go into the report in a different podcast, but it talks about the three major things that Pan-Africanism has to push for. Food security, renewable energy, and what's the other one? Food security, renewable energy, and technology.
Yes.
Yes, technology. Because imperialism doesn't want to give us their technology.
No.
They only give us so much. Look here, open your hand. Open your hand. Not too much. Just take that. Take that technology.
Just
Understand?
just a little bit so that you don't get too overwhelmed. You don't think too much.
Just enough technology for you, Africa. Just enough technology. Yeah, we can't be on the same level. It's about hierarchies here. Yes, we can't use the same freaking weapons. Give them 1970. We still have a whole repertoire. When they come out here to give some of these African countries weaponry, they give them outdated weaponry. Why do you need a weapon that can, or missile that can fly like that? You people will never try to engage a war with the Europeans.
No way, man.
It's only between you little neighbors down there.
And that's the way we like it. We like it when you fight amongst each other because that just means that we'll get our stuff for even cheaper.
What does Johnny say?
Johnny.
Johnny,
Says a lot.
Johnny, you don't read. You must send a super chat first, that one. Only Dave Marel, we can read his stuff. What did he say? And Israel will be the supreme court of mankind. That freaking Israel. You know, some crazy thing that's happening between that Israel and Turkey, huh?
They've started there now.
Because this freaking Israel has actually made its way into Lebanon.
Yes,
understand, huh?
it did something to Beirut.
Yes, they're in Lebanon there. And so Turkey doesn't freaking like that. Israel will not mess with Turkey. Huh?
That army.
Turkey is the most powerful military in the Middle East.
Don't joke, huh?
It's one of the top military in the freaking world. Huh?
Netanyahu must be put in his place properly, man.
Yo, Turkey doesn't play games. So anyway, there's some casualties there in Lebanon already. And Turkey already sent two warships. Pew, already there.
Just based there.
With, obviously, aid stuff to take care of the people. But it's also a freaking message, huh?
Yeah.
Because it's like, what? Israel? Somebody's just waiting to just... Because Turkey views that Netanyahu as a conceited individual.
Yeah.
They don't like him. So
Yeah, this Netanyahu he's a character. It needs to be stopped.
Think Different says they give you old stuff to see if you can figure out how it makes sense. How to make stuff. Yes, it's true. African people.
They want to inspire creativity because they say no, you don't have creativity, man. We gave you the creativity, so we give you old stuff.
At the same time, also it's like you're not allowed to be building there. I've never understood that freaking thing, where you come and tell North Korea, don't build nuclear weapons. You're not allowed to build. Says who? You have.
Yeah.
That's why I love Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un just comes out and says, shut the hell up.
I'm going to do what I want, man. It's my country.
Yes, shut the hell up. Where's Talented?
Talented.
He sent a message.
Please read my comment.
Okay, I'm Tootsie. Okay, read that. I'm Tootsie Congolese who hates... What is that word?
I'm Tootsie Congolese who hates vehemently what Kagame does to our country. And this what leaves other Congolese hate us because he uses some of the small-minded brothers from our community.
Do you really want me to talk about Rwanda now?
Really?
The Rwandese, they don't like me. Talented. Talented is Tootsie Congolese.
Yes.
Okay, so you are Tootsie Congolese. First of all, according to certain Rwandese or Congolese, no, according to Congolese, you don't exist.
Yeah, that's
There's no
not.
such thing as Tootsie Congolese.
You're either Congolese
Or you're
you're
Rwandi.
Yes.
Tutsis cannot be Congolese. Hello. Now that I've started like that, now he knows that. Okay. Yeah, but he's Tutsi Congolese. He or she is Tutsi Congolese. Is talented.
Yeah.
But what is a Tutsi Congolese? Somebody, what? Your father migrated, your generation came from Rwanda, and now they are in Congo. You were born in Congo. You are a Tutsi Congolese. They say you cannot be a Tutsi Congolese because Tutsis don't have land in Congo.
And they don't exist in Congo because, yes, you came to Congo. Your family, your ancestors went to Congo for refuge. They needed to get out of the way of that G-side happening there.
In 1994.
In 1994, yes.
There was a G-side there.
So you were born in Congo, and your culture, because your family is from Rwanda, they are Tutsi, it doesn't mean that you named yourself a Tutsi Congolese. You're not Tutsi Congolese, you're Congolese.
Congolese don't have Tutsis.
Yes.
We don't have Tutsis in Congo. And for you to be a Tutsi Congolese, it must mean that there's a territory there of the Tutsi that belongs to the Tutsis.
Yeah, and the Malenge Hills are not your territory.
Malenge Hills, those Banyamulenges who call themselves Banyamulenge.
Yes.
They migrated there in the 1700s from Rwanda, Burundi, Uganda there to go to the Malenge Hills. And they just got to the Malenge Hills there in the south of Kivu, and they just decided to claim that territory.
Yeah.
And so now we're talking 300 years ago, man. 300 years ago. Of course, the Banyamulenge or Munyalenge who was born in this generation is going to say, this is my home, I was born here.
Yeah.
We're talking about history here. We're not talking about where you were born. According to me, all of those Banyamulenges and Munyalenge, you don't have to leave Congo to go back there.
Because, yeah.
You know, you were born there, just relax it. But the only reason why there's this major tension between the Tutsi Congolese, this particular guy, and the Congolese, or the Banyamulenges, or the Munyalenges, and the Congolese, is because a lot of Banyamulenges or Munyalenges committed a lot of atrocities also there.
Yes, I mean...
Since the 90s.
Yes. People, Banyamulenges and Munyamulenges, they are calling themselves Congolese, but when the M23 people are coming in, they're doing nonsense in the country, they are siding with the M23s. They are not siding with the Congolese flag.
You see that M23? M23 likes to fool the Munyalenges and the Banyamulenges to think as if M23 is a baby of Paul Kagame. That rebel group works for the interest of Kigali. They're out here to push the agendas of Kigali, of that tyrant of a Paul Kagame.
Yeah.
And so now M23 will come out here, and because now the argument here is M23, you are freedom fighters and you are fighting for those Banyamulenges who the Congolese people are not accepting as their own. Understand? But the Congolese people are not accepting them as their own because these Banyamulenges, they have Tutsi mentality first, more than they are Congolese.
Yes.
They discriminate themselves and they separate themselves from the rest of the Congolese. That's why in both Congo 1 and Congo 2, those Banyamulenges, they sided with the Rwandan army, with the Rwandan people. Even till now, when this freaking invasion happened in, I don't know, I think it was January or whatever,
Yeah.
in Goma, the Congolese were protesting in Europe, all over the place, and in the US to stop the G-side, stop this, stop that. The Banyamulenges went to go and create their own protest in Washington, D.C. against Congolese people.
That is the reason why there is division or there's dislike between the Congolese and these Banyamulenges.
They always separate themselves.
Yes,
And they are a freaking minority.
Yeah.
Even if you were a Congolese, You have to denounce. Okay, we not say denounce your Tutism, but when it comes to it, you must choose the flag. You must choose your patriotism. Your allegiance should be with Congo, not to the fact that you are Tootsie or your great grandfather was Tootsie, and so you come out here to call yourself Tootsie Congolais. Before you can be Tootsie Congolais, there must be a Tootsie land here. There's no Tootsie land here. If I move to France now as a Congolais, and my kids are born there, and their kids are born there, those kids in future generations to come, they cannot start calling themselves Congolais France. I'm Congolese France. Understand?
Yes.
Why?
And
Why?
take that land.
And want to claim that land.
Yes.
Why you Tutsi Congolais? All the Tutsis come from Uganda, Burundi, and Rwanda there. So you cannot claim land. Patrick, about M23, I agree with you. But Banyamulenge being Rwandese, no. That's ignorance. Of course you're going to say that. Okay, who's your chief?
There is no
This
chief.
is where every Banyamulenge person will just keep quiet. Who is the chief of you Banyamulenges? Who's your chief? Because you have to have a chief.
Because once there are 450 ethnic groups.
Yes.
And Banyamulenge is not one of them.
So it's crazy. And all this ethnicity and all this division, King Leopold, 1884, was all a perfect tactic to divide and rule. You understand? So that we can give a crap too much about being a Tutsi or a Congolese or a Rwandese or this or that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Whereas, anyway, we are Pan-Africanist. We know the difference of this conflict here. We know the situation there between the Kinywa Rwandas who left Rwanda to go to that South Kivu, and now they speak Kinyarwanda also.
Yeah.
And now they've settled there in South Kivu, and they are what, Banyarwanda now, or Banyamulenges.
Shish.
Yes. But anyway, we are Pan-Africanists. We actually don't want to do with these borders. We are saying it's one Africa. We need to unite. That's our argument. Of course, you cannot unite apples and oranges. These people are out here fighting for identity.
Yeah.
Identity. They want to be recognized. So Paul Kagame, the tyrant, will come out here and say, the problem is between Congolese. It suits Paul Kagame very well that the Congolese and the Banyamulenges are fighting. Because that will always be something else for him to say to the international community, to say, my issue is not with them. They need to sit down with their own people.
Yeah.
Who's their own people? M23, who's come out here to disguise itself as a freedom fighter. It's not a freedom fighter, that M23. That's a rebel group dropping bombs on displacement camp. That freaking war. By the way, my friend, anyway, we're talking about something that's lasted for 30 years. This conflict between Rwanda and Congo. Rwanda has always used different proxy rebel groups to try to infiltrate Kinshasa government to install Tutsis.
Yes,
The reason
man.
why Congolese people hate Tutsis with a freaking passion and sometimes eats them. I have to say it like that, right? If I didn't say it like that, you would think that I'm being fake. Yes, there are stories here where Congolese, that's how much Congolese people don't like these freaking Tutsis.
Yeah.
Congolese people come out and say, you, Tutsi, Nyangalakata, Bima, ayo, we are not for that.
No.
We are for African unity. But we understand the gravity of the tension that exists between the Tutsis and the Congolese and the Rwandese.
Yes.
We appreciate. Look, we love Africans. Understand? We don't mind Tutsis. It's your ethnicity group or whatever but we have our own opinion. Just because we want a united Africa doesn't mean we're not gonna share our opinion, huh? You know, and our opinion here is, hey, we're not Tutsi. That 1994 G-side wasn't only against Tutsis.
No, man.
Some Twas also lost their lives. Some Hutus.
Hutus.
Yes. That Rwanda loves the fact that there's this conflict.
It suits them because now they can continue to loot at will.
Rwanda's survival depends on them continuing to steal natural resources from Congo.
Yes.
And to take that natural resources and supply the West.
Yeah.
And then the West gives it that cheap armory that we spoke about a few minutes ago here. Yes, from 1990, outdated armory.
Yes.
Yes. Please read that one.
Marielle, thank you so much. Fifth generation warfare. Gaddafi tried to create United States of Africa, but got wiped out. Pan-Africanism is basically impossible because of evil forces. There we go. Gaddafi, he tried. That is correct.
The truth shall set you free.
Yes.
It's the truth, my brother. You've hit that nail on the head like this. Clang.
Like that little bell goes, dwah.
Yes. This is what we come out here. This is why we come out here unapologetically to speak against that freaking house Negro called Michael Langley and the comments that he made in the Senate accusing Captain Ibrahim Traore.
Yeah.
Because we know that they are looking for another freaking narrative to push out here so that they can come out here and do the same freaking thing they did in Libya with Gaddafi. The guy said it here. This is what they do.
That's the only thing that they do. They just don't want Africa to be united. They don't want a united Africa at all.
Harry, send a nice super chat. We'll entertain that comment, okay? Be like Marielle here. But we need to give Marielle his time.
Yes, of course.
Because he brought something. Although what you said here, Harry, very interesting. My thoughts there are very, very, very high. Okay, Harry? Yes.
Marielle also says that right now on TikTok and Facebook, there's way too much Africans everywhere with division.
Yes, there is.
That is true, yeah.
There's too much division here, and we want to bridge the gap. We want to do that. We want to do that. But anyway, the reason why we support Captain Ibrahim Traore is because Captain Ibrahim Traore is out here to do things that will give us independence, true independence. You understand? Even as a Congolese, I can come out here and proudly say, I love what the president of Burkina Faso is doing. I consider Africa as one country.
Yes.
Same thing like Marielle said here. Muammar Gaddafi, just Google Libya.
See what it looks like now.
You know that Gaddafi, when he used to encourage family-like orientated lifestyles.
Imagine.
If you got married there, they give you a house as a couple.
Imagine things like that. The country actually gives you a house just like that.
Well done. Take a house. Things like that. And he was out here to create that currency backed by gold so that we can say F you to the freaking dollars and all this freaking system that we're talking about here that they've created an economy around to keep us forever impoverished as Africa at the bottom of the freaking hierarchy.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Yes. So he was a threat. He was a threat
Yes.
to them, to imperialism, to that freaking dollar.
We cannot have a country thinking like this. You cannot use their own natural resources and then make a currency out of it, backed by that. No way. This is not what we have trained you guys to be thinking.
And it's like, whatever you do, Africa, don't come out here and make a move that will disturb the hierarchy. We are supposed to remain on top. We don't give a crap if Congo is the heart of Africa and that the success of Africa as a whole depends on the liberation of the Congolese people or the Congolese country, who's the richest country on the planet. We don't give a crap about you people ever tapping into your potential. It will disrupt the hierarchy. We want to stay on top.
Yeah.
We want to stay on top. Yes, we know those atrocities are crazy. But those atrocities that's happening there in Congo and all that looting, all those wars that are there being fought for 30 freaking years, the system, the way that it is now, the way you people don't like it, somehow guarantees the hierarchy,
Yeah.
the position, the way it is right now. So yes, we don't like people to get unalive, but what can we do? How else can we keep you people from tapping into that? We're not going to share our technology with you. We will not. Why must we share technology with you?
No.
So that you can take our place, so you can do better than us? Hell no.
Yeah, it's like you won't take our place in this world. No, we're going to keep you at the same level. We found you like this. We put the infrastructure and healthcare in place. You are not going to do better than us.
Africa, you are not where you are by mistake. Okay? Your situation right now, your condition, your state is by design. We are succeeding, by the way. Yes, because we want you, Africa, to remain like that. It serves us best that you remain like that. Yes, but continue to sing United Africa, United Africa, United Africa. We will just continue to make sure that these systems we have in place since colonization days, like some of our institutions that are still operating in this modern day and age, were formed during colonizations, and they are still the same United Nations types of institutions out here still talking now in this supposed new world.
Yes.
Where you have independence. What makes you think that the same institution that was created during colonization will suddenly change a leaf and come out here and start doing things to allow you to compete
No way.
with the hierarchy? It's good here on top.
It's like you.
We like it on top.
They don't want Africa to be ever to be on the same level, even just sustaining itself, and Europe is sustaining themselves. They cannot just be equal like that. No way. Europe has to be on top.
Okay, let's entertain Harry. Harry, are you still here? Perhaps you didn't recharge today, so we'll forgive you. All is well, don't worry. We're just joking around. We have a sense of humor, huh? Harry, are you still here? Say something if you're still here.
You want to entertain that question?
Yes, that's a nice question.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot to say about that particular question. But beware, if Marielle comes out here and drops another super chat, we have to make the switch. So respond quickly, bro. Are you still here, Harry? Harry, Harry, Harry. Harry, are you here? Where did you go? Okay, let's assume you're here, because everybody has seen that question. It'll change the tone. Actually, it won't change the tone of the conversation. It will only but extend it, but it's good. It's still within Africa. Harry's question was, do you think South Africa would be better without the Boers?
What do I think?
Depends on whether it depends. I can't say whether it would be better or worse. But nobody's saying that Boers must leave.
They put themselves in that situation.
They're playing victim.
Yes.
They're out here entertaining what the orange man is saying about there being a white genocide in South Africa. There's no white genocide in South Africa. Hello?
There never has been. All the information that the orange man, Donald Trump, had in the Oval Office is nonsense. Except for, the videos that he played. Yeah, it's right. I mean, they are doing that thing. Julius Malema, he is singing that song, but he's protesting for a different reason. He's protesting for land reform. He's protesting for land expropriation. Give the means of production back to the black people.
Yes, but you have to break that down. That song says, and I love the boer.
Yeah.
And I love the farmer. How is that?
Thinking that we want the Boers out. No,
according to what you had said. I wanted to challenge what you had said. But yes, he did sing the song. The song says, kill the boer, kill the farmer.
Yes.
That's a struggle song. That song is not supposed to be taken literally.
No.
Go out there and unalive the boer.
No.
It's a song of struggle that the black South Africans had no choice but to sing to get the attention of the freaking boer who was out there unaliving black South Africans like goats. during apartheid days. During apartheid day, that freaking Boer, even till now, that Boer mistreats black South Africans. That Boer is the owner of the farm. And that Boer has laborers
Yes.
in his farm. Black South Africans are the laborers within the farm of the white South African Boer, that farmer. And the way he treats those black laborers is exactly the same way you saw Leonardo DiCaprio in Django and those black slaves. Come on, people.
With the dogs.
Yes, with the not so much with the dogs, but this time was the pigs. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Django, Leonardo DiCaprio, the way they treat them. Now, there's no shackles and all that kind of thing, but the mistreatment of black South Africa by those white Boers hasn't changed in a lot of areas there in South Africa.
Yeah, they still mistreat the people that actually do the work for them on the farms. And the fact that they actually, the law, for me also, that whole thing of BEE, the black ownership.
Yeah, but let's stay here with the Boers and the farms, please. BEE.
I went to another thing.
You're about to bring in some other thing. Yes, but within let's paint the real picture. Because these guys say, would South Africa be better if the Boers left? Nobody's asking the Boers to leave.
No.
Even Julius Malema never said white people must leave. But let's just get into the psychological part of this part here. That Boer used to be the boss. You understand?
Yes.
Before 1994, during apartheid days, some of those Boers have had those farms for decades.
Yes.
Those families.
They took the farms from the black people back then by force.
Yes, it's in the fabric of their veins to act superior to black South Africa.
Yes.
And now the system changed just now, 30 years ago.
And they cannot get used to it.
And now you are coming out here to say repatriation of land without compensation. By the way, fun fact also, because you should know this, the Boer, white South Africa, who is the minority in South Africa, only 7% of South African, of those, only 7% makes up white folks.
Yes.
Only 7%.
7% of the population of South Africa are white.
Are those white Boers. Only
Yes.
7%, but they own 70% of the land.
Now, how that is why South Africa is the most unequal country in Africa.
That's why you have high crimes there, man.
Yes, man, the people are black people are frustrated, man.
Look, there's only one thing to do here. Repatriate that land without compensation.
Yes, and that is why they are claiming, these white Boers, white Afrikaners, they are claiming that there's a white genocide. They're making it seem like black people are going onto their farms and unaliving them like they're walking on ants.
There was only 5 murderers in 2024 of white farmers. Only 5. It's not thousands like the orange man was saying in the Oval Office.
There was no need for a speed up of, there's no need of that refugee status thing anyway from South Africa.
Look, it's like this. The only thing is also, if you want to leave, you can leave.
Please.
Nobody's begging you to stay.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you want to leave, you can leave. Black South Africa is not going to come out here to beg white South Africa to stay. So when this one says, do you think it will be better? It will be whatever it will be.
Yeah, but we can't have these people that are basically denouncing they're actually denouncing their citizenship because, go.
No,
Please.
no, those are small people. We can't have these racist white Boers out here who only want to live in whites-only towns called Orania and not wanting to share the land.
Yes.
That is out. If you want to Hamba, if you want to go to Texas, go there. You'll be a minority there. It is the life of a minority.
Yeah.
You have to humble yourself, Boer. Boer, you have to humble yourself. You're out here living a life of a minority. There's no such place as indigenous Afrikaans. No. You are a descendant of the Dutch.
Indigenous Afrikaans. What culture?
They call themselves, they are the indigenous. You're not the indigenous people of South Africa. You are a result of a happy weekend during the Dutch people who came to South Africa in 1652, and they landed in Western Cape, Cape Town, Simonstown, at the Cape of Good Hope. When
Yes.
those Dutch people came, and those girls landed with them also. They were wearing these huge hats. They loved the weather. They arrived like Titanic. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Some Spanish girls, some French guys, some Dutch, majority Dutch of them. And they started hanky-panking each other. It was supposed to be a refreshment hub. They were just supposed to pass through. But when they got there, they saw the motherland. They saw Western Cape, South Africa. They said, God damn, it's beautiful out here.
We got to stay here.
We got to stay here. And then they decided to not use protection.
Eh. Whoop.
And then an Afrikaner Boer was born. And today that Afrikaner Boer is out here making it hard on the indigenous people of that place. Wanting to play victim. Although you've committed so much atrocities during those freaking apartheid days with their prime minister called Hendrik Verwoerd. And they extended that whole crap not only within South Africa, they extended it to Namibia.
Yes, Namibia was under the apartheid rule until 1990 when Namibia...
What do you mean what was under the apartheid rule? You have to say that nicely.
Under the Namibia was actually under South African rule, which means that Namibia was also in an apartheid era.
Namibia was under South African rule from 1915 all the way to 1990.
Yes.
The Germans, that German guy, they ruled Namibia
Yes.
from 1884. Okay, in 1884, when Africa was carved up, the Germans took Namibia. Namibia and South Africa neighbors. They took Namibia, the Germans, from 1884 in Berlin when they decided, 1884 to 1915.
Yes.
From 1915, Namibia was under the rule of South Africa. 1915 all the way to 1990 when apartheid was abolished.
Yes.
But Nelson Mandela only came out in 1991 or whatever. But in 1994, that's when Nelson Mandela ushered in so-called democracy.
Yes.
Yes. So for this whole time here from 1915 to 1990, whoever was the top dog in that South Africa, that apartheid regime was also ruling Namibia.
Yeah, so that Namibia, it also has those tendencies. The Boers in Namibia also have those tendencies of,
Yes. In Namibia,
this is my land. They also have a land reform issue.
Yes. In Namibia also, the minority, 5% of Namibians are white. Only 5%. White people make up 5% of the population of Namibia.
Yeah.
But they also own 70 to 80% of the land
Why?
because of apartheid.
Yes, I know. It's like, why is it still like that?
Why is it still like that? Because you are white, you are black.
Very simple. I'm white, I take. It's mine.
Repatriation of land. They tried that in Namibia also a few times. Repatriation of land without compensation. But it never ended well. Here in South Africa now, the EFF Progressive Party, Julius Malema, the person who was singing in the video in the Oval Office when Trump told the president of South Africa, relax, my friend, just watch this video.
Yes.
That's Julius Malema. You, the boo, the farmer. That's the liberation song. Because back in apartheid days, that Boer was very cruel. So the only way the black South Africans could get his attention or to mobilize, it was a song of liberation. It's a song of struggle.
Yes.
There was plenty, huh? It was a song of struggle. And that song was created during a funeral of a great South African, black great South African who was assassinated there, Chris Hani.
Yes. Peter Mokaba, he sang it, yes.
Peter Mokaba sang that song at Chris Hani's funeral in South Africa.
Yes. Because...
long time ago, in the 90s. Yes, Julius Malema just is singing it in 2025. That song's been around for 3 decades. The orange man is sitting there clueless, uneducated about what a struggle song is, and saying, he's standing there and he's singing, kill the farmer. Trump, you don't know. We South Africans, we're not shocked by that. We're not
Even-
shocked by that.
Yes, even that Elon, he wouldn't know because he was part of the people that did these atrocities to the black people.
Elon Musk knows that that's a struggle song.
He just did not want to say it.
Why would he say
It doesn't
something
benefit
that
him at
Yes,
all.
why would he say that? Elon Musk knows that it's a struggle song. Even Donald Trump knows that it's a struggle song. To be honest, to be real here.
Yeah.
These people are not out here doing things just because they think they're doing the right thing. No, they're pushing agendas here, man.
Yeah.
They're out here to create narratives so that we can have an excuse to do this. Look here. We're going to push a narrative to say that Captain Ibrahim Traore is corrupt and that he's using the gold for his own protection and not for the people of Burkina Faso. We're going to push that narrative. So that when you start to buy it, the same way you bought the narrative that we pushed about Muammar Gaddafi, and then we went in and did our thing, you will do the same thing here. We're in the
Yes.
business of pushing narratives before we act on a huge scale, on a very, very obvious scale. We first need to push a narrative. We don't just come out here and just do it like that.
We need to give you guys just to let you know this is why we are coming in. Actually, they don't have to have a reason. They're just trying to create something to create nonsense.
So, like I said before, if there was a true genocide in South Africa against the white Boers, Donald Trump and Cyril Ramaphosa wouldn't have reset their bilateral relations.
Yep.
That was just a fiasco show to entertain us all with that freaking video.
Yes.
And
It didn't work. It was just like it didn't work, all that hype regarding the white genocide. It's not true.
we know it's not true, but they don't give a crap. They also know it's not true, but we don't give a crap. We only give a crap about our narrative we want to push.
Yes.
Yes. We are the hierarchy. We're at the top of the hierarchy.
Yes.
We're the United States of America. We are the ones who have the plan for this world.
We are the ones that say
This
how
is
the
our
world.
Yes, this is our world, and you Africans, you are a part of it, man. So forget your infrastructure. There will never be bridges there. There will never be skyscrapers. There will never be food sovereignty.
No way. They will always come to the first world countries for your basic needs.
We'll make sure that we create a system here economically, even with the currency and the dollar, financial system, so that you're forever indebted.
Yes.
You're just going to debt and debt and debt and debt. It's about devaluing your currencies, Africans, man. Africans, relax. That's imperialism. When imperialism is in the room by itself, and of course when I say by itself, I mean when they gather. And Africa is not there. Like they gathered in 1884 in Berlin. And they sit like that. That's how they refer to Africa. The same way they did not invite Africa to that meeting in Berlin in 1884.
So why would
It's
they?
still the same. They're still holding meetings like that
Oh,
on
yeah.
an economic level.
They will decide what happens to Africa. They don't know, man. These African people, just call them. Let them go to China. It's fine. Let them go to China. Let them all go stand there behind this thing, behind this one person. We will decide for them how they will gather.
Hello, Sandra. How are you? Very well to have you here. Sandra says it's good to be here.
Welcome, Sandra.
That's
Thank
your
you so
first time.
much.
Subscribe. My people, please subscribe. Subscribe. We are building a community here. You know, we want a community of people that we can rely on when it comes to just having these deep, thought-provoking, robust conversation that comes out here to find ways and to speak in ways that wakens the next generation. Yes, spirit of Pan-Africanist. We're out here to do the needful, to talk about these things, to remain vocal, unapologetically. If you like the fact that we are unapologetic about the fact that black is black and white is white, please subscribe. If you like the fact that we don't beat around the bush when we call out these white Boers for what they're doing to black South Africans, please subscribe.
Yes.
If you like the fact that we're out here to call out the regime of Rwanda that's been committing atrocities in the East Democratic Republic of Congo without beating around the bush, please subscribe.
Yes.
Please read. Yes. That's our guy.
Marielle, thank you again so
Marielle
much.
has been supporting the channel from the beginning, man.
Yes.
We appreciate you, Marielle, with all the super chats you've sent, man. Much love to you. We appreciate you.
Much love, yes. Have you seen the documentary Cold Case? Hammer, can't pronounce that one. In the documentary, there was a group called Samer spreading AIDS in African countries.
I haven't seen that documentary, but
have
I
not.
know that happened. Even that's a design. That was a plan.
They put it there.
Of course, man.
Yes.
Even that Ebola.
Yes, I know that. Yes.
Ebola, even this freaking disease, and most of it, they put it there. Look here, we need this. I mean, why wouldn't you put it there? You think of every tactics, every methods to do things so that you can remain at the top of the hierarchy.
Yeah.
The plan here, the design here, the agenda here is to keep Africa poor. So, put in there that freaking Ebola.
They will be so rampaged by this disease and things. They will continue to ask our country for aid. They will continue to rely on us. They wouldn't know how to handle it.
Yes.
So that is why in the news, even up until now, that Ebola, that is about the only things that is consistent that they report about Africa. There's a new virus. There's a new what is the word there? There's a new strain of Ebola going around.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know. This particular person here, what's her name here? Is it Rilia?
Yeah,
Is she
really.
from TikTok? That face looks like I've seen it on TikTok before. What up? How are you doing? Rilia? I don't know. Maybe she's from there.
Maybe.
But Patrick looks like Paul Kagame. No way.
No, my goodness.
No way.
Don't come here with that.
I told you it's uncensored here, so therefore I'll say it. Patrick doesn't look like a hyena. I heard there's a new strain for COVID, but haven't heard for Ebola. Yeah, me too. I didn't hear that. But that COVID thing also, I've been hearing a lot of strains here, strain here, another one. But isn't it amazing how that shit just disappeared?
Overnight,
COVID.
just after they pushed the vaccines.
We never got vaccinated, by the way. We never got vaccinated.
Nope.
Yes. We just kept walking. We just kept surviving. We kept living our lives. Lockdown, what? That thing was, I don't know what the hell it was. But there was people falling sick here and there. Like,
yeah.
I don't understand. That's because whether there's a COVID or not, we don't live the same lives as most people. I don't like to go into places where there's a bunch of freaking people. Too much.
No.
Unless if it's outdoor and it's like a basketball place. Yeah, like that. But carnivals and festivals and even the movies. I don't even go to the freaking movies.
Oh my gosh, when last have we been to a movie?
The movies. 100 people in one room. Watch a movie.
All for this one screen.
The freaking
Hey.
You'll never catch me in a movie again. If I go to a movie again, it's because my kids said, but daddy, please.
Yeah.
And okay.
And even there, you're
Let's
busy
watch
with
the
other
show.
things.
Let's watch this show. Let's go and watch the show at lunchtime. It's empty. Not on a freaking Friday night. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't make sense, man.
Yeah.
So it's, there was a time I was also wearing masks even before COVID. I would wear a mask. Oh, okay. A mask on. Some people just started wearing masks when it was COVID time. Even till now, there are certain areas, certain whereabouts. If you want to go, you need to wear a mask to protect yourself.
Yeah, there's
Can't
still...
be out here just like... Even these public swimming pools. I'm not in the mood for any freaking public swimming pool, man.
No.
Like in the UAE, sometimes you go to the UAE, you go to some of these places. 5 Palm. Have you guys been there? You go there. Hey, stop calling Tanzania. That's a phone. Sorry, my Tanzanian phone is ringing now. We have people on the ground. We have boots on the ground in Tanzania. I know that's a Tanzanian phone.
Yeah, I know that
Yes.
tone.
Yes. Yeah, we have multiple phones, huh? That's Tanzania. That's Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is next to the bed. Okay? It deserves that right. But that Rwandan font, sometimes I just put it down there. I don't even look at it. Rwanda font. Please read for Marielle.
Marielle, I caught COVID and it's established it was from lab leak and the CIA went on a campaign against the narrative. That was a lab leak. Maybe it was purpose.
He actually caught it.
Possibly.
Not possibly. He said he caught it.
No, oh, sorry. Yes, yes. I was going for the next thing that you were saying about the CIA, but maybe it was on purpose.
Who the hell is the CIA? The CIA. We don't trust them.
I'm glad that you're okay from that COVID.
Yes, I'm glad you're okay. So we cannot say that it's not real because he has a personal experience with that.
Yes.
For me, I can only say, no, I never caught it, but I would never know whether it was real or not because I never felt any symptoms. I don't fall sick, actually. Thank God for that.
Yes.
Yes.
I can account for that. Yes, thank God for that.
Yes, and what is the name here? CIA. Those ones.
Those ones are manipulators. They just do things at their own will.
They are the ones who did that to Patrice Lumumba, the first prime minister of the Democratic Republic of Congo, when they kidnapped him and then they put his body in acid and they took one of his tooth to Europe.
Yes.
Those people, man, it's not even a secret. I said nothing new here. Everybody knows how they were involved with the assassination of Patrice Lumumba. Nothing new said here. Don't think like, ha, 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 ha. All I had was a cough. Yes.
Yeah, people had
Maybe
different...
it was a regular flu, bro.
Yeah.
A regular sore throat or whatever. Who knows? You know? Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. People show different symptoms, but, you know, just happy.
What did she say? It was in the whistleblower. So it was fake? There was a whistleblower.
Oh.
JFK cried when he heard Patrice Lumumba was unalived.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Patrice Lumumba. So it's Patrice Lumumba, Thomas Sankara, Mohamed Gaddafi, and there's been so many more, but those are the main names that stand out here. And now we are out here standing full force, making sure that it doesn't happen to Captain Ibrahim Traore.
Yes.
Because 20 assassination attempts is not a freaking joke, huh?
And
Those people are after one thing.
Hey, and it's still recent, man. Last month there was one.
Just before Russia.
Yes. Goodness, these people don't play jokes, man. We have to protect Ibrahim Traore as much as possible, you know, just keep the word alive. Positivity spreads support.
Yeah, bro. Okay, my people. Thank you very much for joining us. This was just I wanted to say a quick live. This was a spontaneous live stream. We just decided to come on here and just conversate, meet new people, spread the word, and stand strong, and call things out for what they really are.
Yes.
And dear Marielle, thank you very much for making our night, for being out here, for supporting all the super chats. We thank you very much. Appreciate you. Balazir. Much love to you. Thank you. Itumeleng.
Itumeleng. Hi, how are you?
Africa. Hello, Itumeleng. No, I like that name.
My South African sister.
Yeah, South Africa right there. Itumeleng. Sounds nice, huh?
I always like that name when I hear. It's like, my name is Itumeleng.
Ooh, hello.
Yes.
Viva Africa. And that's a South African who's saying, Viva Africa.
Yes.
So that's a smart South African. You understand what I'm saying? A smart South African that knows that a lot of her own people can sometimes come out here and potentially sound a little bit Afrophobic.
Yes.
But she's not like that. We love South Africa. We love South Africans.
Of course.
Yes.
I'm surprised how a man like Ibrahim Traore can survive in a small country from outside such powerful forces.
From outside powerful forces.
Oh, from outside powerful forces, yes.
Yes, he's surprised how a person like that in a small country like that is surviving all these attempts by these freaking France. Who's using Ivory Coast to get in there.
To go via.
Yeah, French freaking agents. Yes. Thank you very much, Marielle. Thank you very much, everybody here. Guys, please subscribe. Subscribe. Become a member. Yes, join the membership
Yes. The
community. Marielle, you should probably be a member. You were the equivalent of all the super chats he sent today.
You could have been.
You could have been a member 8 times.
Yes, that's true.
You might as well become a member, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, so we can give you your respect and we get to connect.
Yes.
Sure. Yes, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, guys. It was great.
Yes, it was fantastico to be here. Catch us again next time. Click your notifications on. And yebo. Thank you very much.
Much love, guys. God bless.
Div Marielle. Thank you, Marielle. Peace. Much love. There's another one. There's another comment there.
You just became a member.
Okay, now he's became a member. I'm glad I waited. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome. Welcome to the membership. Unity advocate. He's a unity advocate.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes. Hi, my name is Aristide. Can you please talk about my country, Togo? Oof. We have president that's been president for 20 years after his father was president for 38 years. Yes, that Togo, man. And he's been on the news a few times here and there. I'll go and read about him straight after. The moment I go off here, I'm going straight into him to recap everything.
Yes.
Yes, but we'll do, yes. Kaleme, thank you.
Togo.
Diwe, is it Diwe? Marielle, right?
Yeah, Marielle.
You just went for Marielle. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Marielle. Appreciate you very much.
Welcome to the team, Marielle.
Welcome to the team, Marielle. Much love to you. God bless you guys, and thank you very much for taking the time to be here. Whether we disagree or not, you were here, so we appreciate you. And if you disagree, still subscribe, okay? We enjoy it even when you disagree.
Yes.
Yes, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, we need
better
people,
than not knowing each other.
Yes, we need to be challenged in some points as well. Yes.
You need to challenge me. I need to challenge. We just don't want to block people at all. So come out here, just be respectful, and just say your piece and all that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, you want to be here because, I don't know, but I haven't seen another person who's so raw. I haven't seen another channel where somebody comes out here so raw, I'm standing here.
Yes.
Giving you the energy. So follow us on TikTok, follow us on X, follow us on Instagram, same username. And yeah, thank you very much. God bless.
Much love, guys. Thank you.